Hi, my name is Barbara. I'd like to tell you the story of 2 by 2. It's the story of Noah and the ark, and it's about the animals that all sense a storm is coming. So 2 by 2, they make their way to the one place they know they will be safe. And it's a story about the dove of peace. It's her story too, and I know it'll be one of your favorites. The day was bright, and the air was clear, and there were no clouds in the sky. I soared above the open plain, and something caught my eye. I settled on an olive branch to find a clear view. A man below was toiling hard with cypress wood and yew. From time to time, he'd glance above as the clouds began to form, and then he'd work on twice as hard. "It comes," he said, "the storm." I had to fly before the mighty structure was complete. The howling of the gray wolf called the animals to meet. So from the woods the creatures came. We knew that danger stirred, that something terrible approached to threaten beast and bird. "We've brought you here," the wise owl said, "together on this day, because a fateful storm draws near. The flood is on its way. We'll need a place to shelter us until the air is calm. Let's make our way to Noah's Ark, where we'll be safe from harm." We walked out on the barren plain as lightning tipped the dark, and gathered like an army in the shadow of the ark. Prey stood with her predators. Our fates were so entwined. Then Noah dropped the bridge and called for 2 of every kind. So 2 by 2 we climbed the plank, by trotter, hoof, and paw. By leg and wing we scrambled in, by tooth and tail and claw. 2 by 2 we surged aboard, with squawk and howl and bark, with growl and roar, fell through the door into the mighty ark. 2 by 2 we crawled and flew. I perched upon the mast. Some jumped, some hopped. The door was stopped, and Noah made it fast. With care we were all stowed away, a strange and special crew, and Noah's kin were safe within before the first winds blew. Upon the deck the lion felt a splash upon his back. He sniffed the air and cocked his head. The skies were turning black. One by one the fat drops fell onto the land and sea. For 40 days and 40 nights it rained relentlessly. As days passed, our tempers frayed. The air was close and hot. A filthy stink surrounded us, a festering damp and rot. Squashed and aching, snout to beak, and crammed in tail to head, hungry, sick, and sweltering. "Why are we here?" we said. "Why did we come aboard this boat? Why didn't we remain?" perhaps we would have been safe on land, despite the pelting rain. But now the world we knew was drowned, abandoned to the squall, and bobbing on the mighty waves, the ark seemed frail and small. Our nests and sets, our dens and drays, safe shelters for our sleep, our burrows, perches, lairs, and hives were lost beneath the deep. The ark was raised above the earth, above each mountain top, and still it came, the driving rain. When would it ever stop? One day the rain was less, but still the seas did not abate. For months the ark was motionless. Each creature could but wait. Then Noah, gaunt and haggard, rose and gathered us around. "Which beast," he cried, "has heart enough to seek out solid ground?" I felt a flutter in my heart, but could not raise a wing. The raven cawed, and up he soared, and left us wondering. "3 days went by. We searched the sky, and still there was no sign. When Noah sadly asked again, I knew it was my time. Filled with fear, I headed out across the dreadful sea. Then I thought I saw, and yes, was sure, a single olive tree. I plucked a branch and brought it back to Noah and the rest. "Now go," he said, stroking my head. "It's time to make your nest." Uneasy yet, I found a place in which to build my home. The land was green and plentiful, but I was still alone. I saw the creatures, 2 by 2, begin to disembark. At last, my love, my fellow dove, left the empty ark. Above it, glowing, beautiful, God's rainbow against the sun. And now I understand it all. A new world had begun. Hi, I hope you enjoyed the story of 2 by 2. I hope it's one of your favorites. Did you think the dove was very brave? She was going out into the world all by herself, and she found that olive branch. So she really was the dove of peace. Did you know that if you trace your hand like this, you could make a dove too? And if you cut it out like this, you can decorate the dove or even add some ribbon and the olive branch. And you are part of God's peace. You too can be like a dove. I hope you enjoyed story time today. Bye.